Hello everyone, my name is Awaiskhan and I'm here to share my assignment of day 12. So let's begin with the assignment questions. So the first question is explain OWASP with top 10 security risks with example. So first of all, what is OWASP? So OWASP is nothing but Open Web Application Security Project where this provides free free uh, uh, free service like for documentation tools or developing such projects for security. So the uh, top 10 security risks are: the first one is injection, then the second is broken authentication, then the third is sensitive data exposure, the fourth is XML external entities, and the fifth is broken access control, then the sixth is security misconfiguration, seventh is cross-site scripting, eighth one is insecure deserialization, then the ninth is using components with known vulnerabilities, and the tenth is insufficient logging and monitoring. So the first one I could say injecting is nothing but for example, I will tell you injecting something something from the attacker side in the code. For example, I could say if we inject something in the database, like for if it is a injection in SQL. So what happens is, for example, if user is able to log in with the username and password, what if the data is changed to some random? If he gives such as a username as one and password is also one, and if he is able to log in, so where there is injection, there is where if he injects that the SQL data where he is able to log in. Then the second is broken authentication, where I could say broken authentication is nothing but if you are using an application and suddenly if some urgent work is there, then if you will be moving out from that laptop or desktop or something the website, then according to that if you leave the PC also, then in with if it is inactive for around 2 to 3 minutes, then it should be logged off. So nothing but authentication is nothing but protecting your account. So for example, as I said, it should be uh, in uh, for example, it should be the account must be logged out automatically. So this is nothing but as an example of broken authentication where your account gets automatically logged out from the application. Then the sensitive data exposure. This is something like if you are sending any code related file or any SQL data file to the server from the server to the client from to pushing to the server. So these data can be these data can be turned into like this data is it is unreadable. So so such that this data can be unreadable, and it should be it should be it is not possible to alter also. Then the third is XML. Fourth one is XML external entities. So XML external entities are nothing but where you create an where the attackers create an XML file and try to attack or some attack application. Like there are some XML external files which get attached to the files and they create a harm. So these are nothing but XML external entities are also blocked. Then the fifth is broken access control. So this fifth and broken access control is nothing but where every account has other features. Like for if he is an admin, he will be having another feature. Then if he is a sub admin, he will be having another feature. Then if he is an administrator, he will be having an another. So this is nothing but broken access control. Then the sixth is security misconfiguration. Mm, Security misconfiguration, I could say, is for example, uh, uh, leaving data, for example, leaving data open and everybody is able to access, like some of the other person is able to access. So the configuration should be in a protected manner. Then cross-site scripting is nothing but where a hacker or a attacker will be trying to inject something, some error from his side to client side, so that he can get some of the error in his in the application way, like that. And the eighth is insecure deserialization. Uh, Insecure deserialization is nothing but mm, for example, I could say insecurity deserialization. So here in some of the error will where the attacker tried to pushes his errors or his code into our code, so that it is mixed up and messed and application is not running properly. So this is nothing but insecure deserialization. Then the ninth one is using components with known vulnerabilities. So this is nothing but where everybody, where the developer or someone who is working on a project, he will be knowing some of the libraries or a framework. So these are nothing but where the attacker tries to attack the framework, like miss uh, for example, I could say uh, for example, I could say misplace the things and he may cause some disturbances. Then the tenth one I could say is insufficient logging and monitoring. So I could say insufficient logging and monitoring is nothing but where the where if there is a mm, I could say by correctly checking where is, like, is there any breaching from the application, or is there any code which is uh, which is moving out, and is there any attack, or is there any is there any incident which is causing, or is it reported or not. So this is insufficient logging and monitoring also is very sufficient logging and monitoring also is important. Then the second question, what is an endpoint? What are the different types of API requests? Explain with the help of example. So what is an endpoint? Endpoint is nothing but this is a point where which is used to request like two computers or two servers to connect each other, like for interaction. For example, I could say it is used to connect like and connect two different servers or computers with each other, so that they can there is a uh, process going in between. So what are the different types of API requests? Explain with the help of example. So the different types of API are, for example, I could say put. First one is put, and second one is get. Then the third one is patch. Then the fourth one is delete. Then the fifth one is, I could say, post. So the put is nothing but where you request to put something or the data to the database, and delete is where you request to delete the data. And for example, patch in a patch where you could modify certain a point of data in that. Then the fourth is for the get is to retrieve data, and I could say um, then the fifth one is um, fifth one is uh, get, and then the fifth one is, I could say, um, um, put, and for inserting we get put, and to get and um, for for um, mm, for the first, to retrieve data we use get. Then the to second, to get to get we get then the put. Then the last one is put, where we used to like alter the data. Then the last is what are the samplers and listeners in load test. Explain with the help of example. So the samplers are nothing but samplers are where you where you use these samplers are used to make a request to access some of the to what we need access. Like for example, for samplers example is like we have HTTP request, then we have mm, FMTP request, then we have SMTP request. These are the examples through which we request to get access to something. And the listeners are nothing but these are the component which catches the request and gives you the output. Like for example, which will give you the output in the form of like graphs or chart which is there, and then graph is there, chat is there, then in the form of log files also sometimes. Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you.